And as usual, I read a lot of books like we discussed, and so I read that book with all my heart. And what did I learn from it? That when you have a passion for something, you may be able to turn that passion into a business. And because it's a passion, you're not going to notice when you're actually working. So it was one of the ways I started. Baby Think and Grow Rich actually helped me to realize some of the passions that I had in me that I never gave a second thought about. And one of the biggest one was hair. I'd always loved working with hair. I love designing hair. I've used hair on my kids and on my family and friends, but I never realized I could use it for money. So Think and Grow Rich guided me to that direction. But to make my story a bit shorter for you, in the process of dealing with debt, which I had accumulated so much, now I was unemployed. My husband had to take care of all our needs in the home we were living in. He lost his job as well at some point. And when that happened, what follows? The usual stresses of life. You lose it. Depression, anger, what is going on, questions. In the end, we lost everything. So this is why I can sit here today and talk to you about what debt is all about. I have experienced it firsthand. So we lost everything, but luckily, remember, I read that book and I learned a lot from it. And I told myself, I'm going to have to do something about this. This was when I started taking lots of trainings. So I practically traveled the whole world searching for knowledge about hair. I was curious. I knew I could do hair. I was doing hair already. But I wanted to be the best there is to talk about hair. And this was when the journey to set up World of Braiding started. So I've worked with poverty. I know what poverty is. I have understood that. I have been there, done that. And that's why in World of Braiding, our aim is to help you come out of that situation. Our aim is to help you understand what it means. Because from what we have done with thousands of women out there, they have been able to change their life around. Once you have a skill in your hand, which was my experience with Herbalife, I thought I could just throw money into something and buy and sell and become rich. No, it doesn't work that way. If you do not own that thing where you control how it is used, you probably are just wasting your time. And for people who are in employment now feeling really great about themselves, I'm not jealous, trust me, because I've worked and I've worked. But unfortunately, they call it job, J-O-B. And some people will tell you in personal development, what that means is just over broke. No one's going to pay you so much money to be so rich. For every minute you spend in your workplace, they take so much more out of you. And one of the books that guided me on that was a book called Who Moved My Cheese? Now lots of people feel so comfortable in their jobs that they don't think, could I possibly lose it? Because I was like that. I had a great job that paid really well. I never imagined I could lose it, but I lost it. And then I had to go through the trials and the pains of life. But obviously, coming out the other end, victory. That's what I wish for everyone. I want everyone to see way ahead what it's like. Start planning, start doing things for yourself. But the next stage now is I'm going to take you through some hints and tips of things that helped me along the way. So remember, our topic is still on how do I make money. So now is my 9 top tips to help you start planning and helping yourself become that person that you want to be. Because remember, we've said it, money helps the world go round. Money buys you those basic things of life. So why then do we pretend and hide behind the sin? Some people actually have this illusion that having money is a sin. Now remember, God is a God of abundance. So if I have to read to you what's in the Bible about what God has in stock for us, you'll be surprised. So the sooner you clear your understanding of what money is and what it can do for you, the better. So my number one top tip is make sure you have a realistic passion that you can share with people. Now this was my experience. When I realized that I could work with hair, it wasn't just being able to work with hair and help people grow their hair or give them that glamorous natural hair look. I knew I could also share the skill with people. And while I'm sharing that skill, I'm helping people to create a job for themselves. That is where my passion is, and that is sharing. So you remember what I explained to you about what is the main thing about how to create money? This is my understanding about making money. You have something you want to share, a value you want to share with people. And when you share it, they are happy to give you something in return. This is what knowing how to make money is. So if you pick up some skill, pick up something that you know is realistic, is something people want in your community, start with that. Where you live, people want to be able to do something. Look around you. That skill, you share it with people, they will give you money, and that's how you make money. So remember what we said, number one, you want to have a realistic passion that can add value to somebody's life. Number two is you want to be sure that this is something that people really do want. It's one thing to say, I have a passion, but your passion is not sellable. Nobody wants to buy it. Where do you think that passion is going to go? It will just remain on your shelf. So be sure that whatever passion you have chosen, it's something that you can share. It's something that people are looking for. So I want you to start thinking now. Look in your community. What are these things that are lacking in my community? And what can I do about it? So that's where you have that passion in you. But of course, you also want it to be something that people want. Because if you have something that nobody wants, it's not going to go anywhere. And this is one of the books that helped me on that level. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's not enough for your dad to say, I went to all the universities of the world. If you read some of my blogs, I talk about it. How many professors are rich? I'm not saying it's not good to be a professor, but all that education, and there's really nothing you can actually give someone and they say, oh, I'm so happy that you've given me this here. This is the money for that. You need to start looking into yourself. All of us have something. There is something in every one of us. And I want you to try and locate that thing. Find out what that thing is. And this is another book that helps me to look into that. And it's called Purpose Driven Life. What on earth am I here for? There's a reason why you're here. And that reason you can find it out if you look deep into yourself. That's that thing you want to be able to share. Because when you have it in you and it's so natural in you, when you're sharing it, you're not feeling stressed. Because the minute you start feeling stressed about anything, trust me, that's no longer your passion. That's no longer what you were sent here for. So start looking into yourself to find out that skill, that passion you have that you can share with people. And start using it. So number 3 on our top 9 tips. Research everything there is to know about whatever it is your passion is. It's not enough to say, I love to work with hair. I hear that all the time. But what do you know about hair? Now this is where lots of people, especially in hair, are making this huge mistake. They think they know hair. In their head, head, all they can do is design hair. But do you know what damages hair? Do you know what hair needs? Do you know what your clients are looking for? Now, especially in the black community, we have a lot of issues with hair damage. Why do you think that is the case? That's because people are going into hair without any training, without any understanding of hair, and they think they know hair. You don't know hair until you've studied hair. And that's where the research comes in. So whatever it is you decide to take on, you could be planning to, make food, catering. You could become a fashion designer. You need to understand fabrics. You could decide to become a makeup artist. What creates the different colors? You could decide to go into weight loss. I did that with Herbalife, and I learned so much about understanding what kind of food the body needs and what breaks down food in our system. So do not say to yourself, I have a passion for something, I am fine and I will make amazing business out of it. You have to research that topic over and over, read books, understand what's going on. And for me in particular, the more I pick up a topic, the more I want to know everything about somebody who's perfected that particular area. At the moment, I have interest in people like, I don't know if you've heard about this lady. If you watch our videos, we talked about her too, Madam Walker. Now, Madam Walker was there in the 18th century. She was the daughter of a slave. But what did she do? In the end, this woman became a millionaire from hair. She made so much money, and this is way back years. Now, why hasn't that happened again, especially in the black community? We need to know what's going on. So I research and read about such people, and I want to know what it is they did that helped them to become the best that they became. She went through a lot, and she achieved a lot out of it. Another interesting person I love to read about is this lady, Anita Roddick. She owned a business called Body Shop. I don't know if you know about Body Shop, but Body Shop went very natural. They stopped all the synthetics, they avoided anything chemical based. Just like we do with hair, we hate chemicals. So Anita created products from just natural products, and she went across the world looking for natural ingredients. Now Body Shop became a huge business, a franchise that's owned everywhere in the world. Another topic, another person I love to look at is Oprah Winfrey. You all watch Oprah. How did she start? These are the things you need to know. Read books about these people, get to know their story, get to know how they made it, and that's what's going to guide you. So we've said research everything, and then take it from there. So number 4 in our top 9 tips on how to make money.